Let's start with your assessment of Nigeria's economy in 2025.
Thank you for having me. 2025 has been an interesting year for the country. Interesting because it actually exposed some frailties, and it also revealed the progressive thinking of the current administration, which is encouraging for most economists and international economics observers. The stability that we have been able to achieve this year after some of the challenges of the reforms really beginning to tell. And that stability has attracted foreign direct investments into the country. We've had more investor confidence in terms of, appreciation of things to the potential of the market, the Nigerian market, as it were, and the ability for it to turn a profitable return for investors. Overall, the GDP grew, and it's been, almost 4%, about 3.8, 3.9%, GDP growth rate, which, though modest, is quite impressive considering some of our deficits as a country and all the challenges we have across different areas, the legacy issues across different areas. 2025 is a very interesting year. It was a year filled with optimism, a lot of reforms, changes, the reforms in the power sector, liberalizing the sector, and enabling the subnationals to actually generate their own, opens opportunities for infrastructure growth and increased productivity across board. But in all, though it has not translated on the microeconomic stage, 2026 is the window we are looking at. Is how you can build on this and actually layer productivity on the gains that have been made. We still have sustained infrastructural deficits, which need to be addressed. But at the same time, we must appreciate that we have come a long way from the uncertainties of 2022, 2023, and 2024.
Nasir, your report covered quite a lot. So I'll just pick one in specific. Is Nigeria striking the right balance between fighting inflation and supporting enterprise growth from your assessment?
Yes, they are, but more can be done. Now, throughout this year, the MPC had literally kept the MP monetary policy rates at 27%. Yes, they are fighting inflation, but that is still a bit hard on manufacturers. Why? Because the money they have borrowed before the MPC started and what they have to pay back is quite high. I mean, 27%. That means the banks will be charging them more than 27%. So it is still a bit high. It is possible that as we move into the new year, it could be a bit lower. Already, inflation has reduced considerably. So we are looking at it, but for next year, this will be to have eased down a bit more to literally help more manufacturers produce more goods, and that means Nigeria can further export.
All right, Femi, at some point in the year, the DG of World Trade Organization, Okonjo-Iweala, said Nigeria's economy was on the right trajectory. At this point in the year, would you still see her reiterating that statement?
I think she's absolutely spot on. The economy is on the right trajectory. If we're being objective and we remove, all the political noise from the narrative, it is on the right trajectory. The growth that has been seen in the GDP, the stability that has come from the different reforms across sectors, some of the improved ease of business and ease of some federal operations that's also people to invest and move forward on it. So basically, I will believe that she is on the right path. She said the right thing. Inflation has gone down and continues to approach going down. The tax reforms that have been implemented in 2026, starting from January, is going to be very helpful in sanitizing a lot of the informal parts of our economy, which has made us susceptible to things like liquidity issues, which actually is one of the things that the CBN always tries to fight with the high interest rate. If we can have a more holistic and harmonized position regarding the, income, the flow of cash, the cash availability within the system, then we can actually say we can construct a proper economy that can be built on the right, values and systems.
All right, Naz, I want you to speak to the power sector reforms that we've seen. how transformative have the power sector reforms been for state economies, for Lagos and Enugu?
It's quite good I mentioned those two states, because those two states, they have already domesticated the laws. That means that they have their own regulatory agency now. So all discourse in their jurisdiction follows those laws and not the federal one. But the quite interesting part there is a good number of them literally just mirrored what the federal had been doing. Now, they also are able to raise money on their own, meaning that they are really fairly independent as it is now. But that independence has not translated well for consumers, because the tariff are still basically the same thing, what it was under NEC and what it have now. So it isn't so much of a difference, it is. And considering also that the power supply that these discos are selling to consumers in Lagos and Enugu have not improved at all. So the final consumer have not really benefited at the moment. Well, who knows, maybe by next year that could change, since the liberalization is getting stronger and more individuals are able to say buy bulk power. It's possible that from next year consumers will benefit more, but as it is, no change at all.
Nasir, thank you very much for speaking with us and the reports that you put together.
Thank you for thanking me.
Femi, always a pleasure to have you on the news. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. It's compliments of the season.
Compliments there.